Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Willowbrook, lived a man named Samuel Green. Samuel was an unassuming man in his late 30s, known by his neighbors for his meticulous gardening skills and gentle demeanor. He lived alone in a small cottage that was surrounded by a lush garden filled with vibrant flowers and carefully tended shrubs. However, there was one thing about Samuel that nobody knew: he was a brilliant mathematician. During the day, Samuel could be seen tending to his garden, a content smile on his face as he pruned, watered, and nurtured his plants. But as the sun set and the stars emerged, he would retreat into his cottage, where he spent his nights working on complex mathematical equations and theorems. Samuel's passion for mathematics was his well-kept secret, something he had chosen to keep hidden from the world. One day, a young woman named Emily moved into the house next door to Samuel's cottage. Emily was a journalist who had come to Willowbrook to escape the hustle and bustle of the city and find inspiration for her writing. She was captivated by Samuel's garden and often found herself gazing at the flowers from her window. Curiosity got the better of Emily, and one day, she mustered the courage to knock on Samuel's door. He greeted her with a warm smile, and they struck up a conversation about gardening. As they talked, Emily couldn't help but notice the piles of papers covered in complex equations scattered around the room. She asked Samuel about them, and he hesitated for a moment before confessing his true passion for mathematics. Emily was intrigued. She had always found math to be a daunting subject, but the way Samuel spoke about it with such enthusiasm and simplicity made her want to learn more. Samuel began teaching Emily basic mathematical concepts, using metaphors related to gardening to make them easier to understand. Emily was amazed by how effortlessly he could break down even the most complex ideas into relatable terms. As the weeks turned into months, Emily's friendship with Samuel deepened. She would spend her evenings with him, learning about mathematics and discussing everything from numbers to the mysteries of the universe. Samuel's teaching methods opened up a new world for Emily, and she found herself falling in love with the subject she had once feared. One evening, as Emily sat in Samuel's cozy cottage, sipping tea and working through a particularly tricky problem, Samuel revealed a secret he had been keeping from her. He had been working on a groundbreaking mathematical theory for years, one that could revolutionize the field of mathematics. However, he had never shared it with anyone, fearing that the world might not be ready for such a discovery. Emily was astonished and urged Samuel to share his theory with the world. She believed in its potential and saw the beauty of Samuel's approach to teaching and simplifying complex concepts. With her encouragement, Samuel finally decided to present his theory at a prestigious mathematics conference in a nearby city. The day of the conference arrived, and Samuel stood before a room filled with eminent mathematicians, trembling with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He began to explain his theory, using the same garden-related metaphors that he had used to teach Emily. The audience was captivated, and for the first time, Samuel saw genuine interest and awe in the eyes of his peers. As Samuel continued to explain his theory, a renowned mathematician named Dr. Eleanor Williams stood up and interrupted him. She questioned the validity of his approach and criticized his use of simplistic metaphors. The room fell silent as Samuel listened to the criticism, his heart sinking. Emily glanced at him, her eyes filled with concern. But then, to everyone's surprise, Emily stood up and defended Samuel. She spoke passionately about the transformative power of his teaching method and how it had ignited her love for mathematics. She argued that sometimes, the most complex ideas could be best understood through simplicity. Her words resonated with the audience, and a lively debate ensued. As the discussion unfolded, something incredible happened. Dr. Eleanor Williams, initially skeptical, found herself intrigued by Samuel's approach. She began to see the beauty in his theory and the potential it held. Gradually, the conference turned into a collaborative effort, with mathematicians from all walks of life contributing their insights to refine Samuel's theory. In the end, Samuel's theory was met with both admiration and skepticism, but it had sparked a new way of thinking in the world of mathematics. The conference marked a turning point, not just for Samuel, but for the entire field. Samuel's approach to teaching and his unique perspective had opened doors to new discoveries and a more inclusive way of sharing knowledge. Back in Willowbrook, Samuel's garden continued to flourish, now more vibrant than ever. Emily had become an integral part of his life, and together, they continued to learn and grow. The once hidden mathematician had not only shared his knowledge with the world but had also found a kindred spirit in Emily. And so, in the quiet town of Willowbrook, a gardener and a journalist had woven their passions together to create a tale of friendship, learning, and the boundless possibilities that arise when we dare to see the world through a different lens. As the months passed, Samuel's theory gained traction in the mathematical community. His unique teaching approach had sparked a revolution in how mathematics was both taught and understood. Samuel and Emily continued to collaborate, writing papers and giving talks that combined their perspectives on gardening and mathematics. One day, a letter arrived at Samuel's cottage. It was an invitation from an international foundation that recognized groundbreaking contributions to mathematics and education. The foundation wanted to award Samuel their highest honor, the Harmony Medal, for his innovative theory and its impact on the field. Samuel was stunned by the recognition. He had never sought fame or accolades, all he had wanted was to share his love for mathematics and help others see its beauty. After much contemplation, he accepted the invitation, and he and Emily set off for the award ceremony in a faraway city. The event was a grand affair, attended by mathematicians, educators, and enthusiasts from around the world. Samuel stood on stage, holding the Harmony Medal, as he gave a speech about the power of simplicity in teaching complex subjects. He spoke of his journey from an ordinary gardener to a respected mathematician, all thanks to his willingness to embrace a different way of thinking. But just as Samuel was about to finish his speech, the unexpected happened. A figure stepped out of the audience and onto the stage. It was Dr. Eleanor Williams, the renowned mathematician who had initially questioned Samuel's approach. The room fell silent as she took the microphone. Dr. Williams confessed that she had been wrong to dismiss Samuel's theory and teaching method. She explained that his ideas had opened her eyes to a new way of understanding mathematics, and she had come to deeply appreciate the elegance of his approach. She declared that she had spent the past few months studying Samuel's work and had discovered an astonishing connection between his theory and a long-standing problem in her own research. With the crowd in awe, Dr. Williams presented her findings, revealing that Samuel's theory had the potential to solve a complex mathematical puzzle that had puzzled mathematicians for decades. She credited Samuel's unique perspective and teaching method for uncovering this breakthrough. The room erupted in applause as Samuel and Dr. Williams shook hands, symbolizing the union of their once divergent paths. Samuel's theory, which had started as a hidden passion in a quiet cottage garden, had now reshaped the landscape of mathematics itself. As the ceremony concluded, Samuel and Emily returned to Willowbrook, their hearts full of gratitude and amazement. The twist of fate had shown that even the most unexpected connections could lead to incredible discoveries. And so, in the heart of their garden, Samuel and Emily continued to nurture both their flowers and their passion for learning, forever bound by the twisty journey that had brought them together.